There's not much in the Central, so we can fire right through this besides, obviously, the Minnesota Wild, if you want to give them a second. I don't know how fast you got a jet. I got Yotes to the Yoffs so far. And is Connor Bedard already a bust? Given that he has the same amount of points as Corey Perry, and Corey Perry's playing 4.5 minutes less than him every night. Minnesota Wild, it's fire Dean Evison and trade Kirill Kaprizov because he's washed. And Winnipeg Jets, sadly, are they destined to be Minnesota, the team that can never rebuild but will never build up to be a great contender.
That's accurate on Winnipeg.
Yeah. Like they are destined to be what Minnesota has been. It's sad.
They could have traded Scheifele but still signed Hellebuck, and they would have firmly supplanted them, or it's firmly become that team. Like the second they did that. And I get
they had no choice. They got to sell tickets. They're trying to stay afloat. And I still do think
it's hard.
They have a team that I think could win a playoff round. I do.
Yeah. That's the thing. They don't have a bad hockey. You look at that roster, they do not have a bad fucking hockey team. It's just like, what the fuck is going on? I have now I've drifted more towards the I am pretty worried about Minnesota just because I know Boldy's going to come back. Spurgeon's at least skating again. He will be back at some point, like soon, I guess. Well, I don't know about soon, but he's skating, however you want to interpret that. I think obviously with Spurgeon back on that blue line, I think your defense becomes a lot better, but not enough to really offset.
Not better enough.
It is bad. And that penalty kill is, I'm not kidding, one of the worst PK units I have ever seen in my life.
Well, and what's worse is they have the personnel. Like, personnel isn't the concern. Like, missing Boldy and Spurgeon aren't critical for the penalty kill. You have guys that have historically been good on the kill, and we just can't figure it the fuck out.
What's crazy to me is, I think it was Bratt's second goal. Was that the second power play goal that New Jersey scored on Sunday?
I don't know. They scored.
It looked beautiful. It was 3 one-touch passes, but at the same time, I'm sitting there saying, like, well, yeah, it looked unbelievable. It was gorgeous puck movement, like very fun goal to watch. But those were the one places the puck could go. Those like the only slots and it was just everyone's just doing this. Watch. That's a good pass. Oh my god! And they do it over and over again, where it's just like you said, they should have to. I'm not saying they should be leading the league with like the best PK on the planet.
They should at least be middle of the pack.
I mean, if you like, just based on the last few games, especially, if you told me, yeah, they haven't killed a single penalty this year, I'd be like, yeah, probably. I believe it. Somehow I would imagine that they were worse than that. That sounds good because it's been that bad. And they're losing to, like, not great teams. But my God, they're bleeding goals. And we can look at the goaltending all we want. But at the same time, the high danger chances they're giving up are unbelievable. Where it feels like if you're a goalie for the Minnesota Wild, you're like, all right, I'll face about 25 like super high danger chances, breakaways, whether it's 5v5 or we might be able to power play. We're going to give up an odd man rush at some point. Every time, my big thing is every time the opposition has the puck on their stick, I'm like, oh, they're going to get a scoring chance here. It's crazy. Like, it's not just the D zone, but like even in like the neutral zone, like it's easy for to like break out against them too. It's just, they get beat everywhere. And that's where my concern comes in, where it's like in the past, I've seen like they've given up tons of goals, whether it's because that PK was so brutal or there was a mistake in like the worst possible area or whatever, or there's just something that the goalie should save. And yeah, I've seen all of those, but I'm also seeing they're just getting diced everywhere, where they just like every team is just cutting through them like butter. And that's where I'm like, I am now kind of like firmly in the spot where like I'm pretty worried about like how this season's gonna go. But then that's the first time I've ever said that.
Give me a number, 1 to 10. Worry scale.
7.
Yeah, I would have said 6.5 or 7. So,
because I still think there are other guys that have plenty more to give too, especially offensively. But hey, one guy that people will not eat crow on, but they should. Again, Ryan Hartman is doing his fucking thing.
Yeah, and people are still complaining that he's part of the problem, and people just can't be happy.
Fucking unbelievable.
He's
making $1.7 million this year. He's oh my god, and he's gonna make.
He's not a 1C. Well, he's outscoring most of the 1Cs. So shut.
Well, guess what? He's not getting paid like one either. Like, shut the fuck up. Like,
well, it's pre-concern for next year because he's gonna fall off a cliff because we're seeing all the signs that he's. Oh wait, playing better than last year.
Oh, whatever. Perfect. He's also still getting paid like a third line fucking center. Weird.
Right. It's
weird.
So dumb.